What are the benefits of trees? Trees provide a wide range of benefits to both the environment and human society, including oxygen production. Trees release oxygen into the atmosphere through the process of photosynthesis, which is vital for human and animal respiration. Carbon sequestration. Trees absorb carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, helping to mitigate climate change by reducing greenhouse gas levels. Habitat for wildlife. Trees provide homes and food for various species of birds, mammals, insects, and other organisms, contributing to biodiversity conservation. Air quality improvement. Trees filter pollutants from the air, such as particulate matter and harmful gases, improving overall air quality in urban and rural areas. Soil conservation. Tree roots help prevent soil erosion by stabilizing the soil and reducing runoff, which helps protect water quality and prevents sedimentation in rivers and streams. Climate regulation. Trees moderate local climate conditions by providing shade, reducing temperatures through evapotranspiration, and creating microclimates that support diverse ecosystems. Water management. Trees play a crucial role in regulating the water cycle by absorbing and transpiring water, reducing the risk of flooding, replenishing groundwater supplies, and regulating stream flow. Aesthetic and recreational value. Trees enhance the beauty of landscapes, provide shade for outdoor activities, and create peaceful natural settings for relaxation and recreation. Economic benefits. Trees contribute to the economy through various means, including timber production, fruit and nut harvests, tourism, and increased property values in tree-lined neighborhoods. Overall, trees are essential for maintaining healthy ecosystems, supporting human well-being, and sustaining life on Earth. How do trees create clouds and rain? Trees play a role in the formation of clouds and precipitation through a process called transpiration. Transpiration is the release of water vapor from the leaves of plants and trees into the atmosphere. Here's how it contributes to cloud formation and rainfall. Transpiration. Trees absorb water from the soil through their roots. This water travels up through the tree's vascular system and eventually reaches the leaves. Once in the leaves, water molecules evaporate from tiny pores called stomata. This process is similar to how water evaporates from the surface of lakes and oceans. Water vapor release. As water vapor is released from the leaves, it enters the surrounding air. This increases the humidity levels in the immediate vicinity of the tree. Cloud formation. When the humid air rises and cools, it reaches a point where it can no longer hold all the moisture it contains. This leads to condensation of the water vapor into tiny droplets around microscopic particles called cloud condensation nuclei, CCN. These droplets come together to form clouds. Precipitation. Eventually, the water droplets in the clouds combine and grow larger until they fall to the ground as precipitation, such as rain, snow, or hail. Trees contribute to the moisture content in the atmosphere, which can increase the likelihood of cloud formation and precipitation in a region. In summary, trees play a crucial role in the water cycle by transpiring water vapor into the atmosphere, which contributes to cloud formation and ultimately precipitation. This process helps sustain ecosystems, provide fresh water resources, and regulate local and regional climates. How can trees regenerate the environment? Trees play a vital role in regenerating the environment through various mechanisms. Soil stabilization. Tree roots help hold soil in place, preventing erosion and promoting soil health. This stabilization is crucial for preventing landslides, maintaining fertility, and protecting water quality by reducing sedimentation. Carbon sequestration. Trees absorb carbon dioxide from the atmosphere during photosynthesis and store it in their biomass. This process helps mitigate climate change by reducing the concentration of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. Biodiversity support. Trees provide habitat and food for a wide range of species, from insects to mammals. By planting and conserving trees, we can promote biodiversity and support the survival of various plant and animal species. Air purification. Trees filter pollutants from the air, including particulate matter and harmful gases, improving air quality and human health. Urban forests. in particular, can help reduce the negative impacts of air pollution in densely populated areas. Water cycle regulation. Trees play a crucial role in regulating the water cycle by absorbing and transpiring water, reducing the risk of flooding, replenishing groundwater supplies, and regulating stream flow. This helps maintain water availability for ecosystems and human communities. Climate regulation. Trees help regulate local and regional climates by providing shade, reducing temperatures through evapotranspiration, and creating microclimates that support diverse ecosystems. Forests can also influence rainfall patterns by increasing atmospheric moisture levels and promoting cloud formation. Economic and social benefits. Trees contribute to the economy through various means, including timber production, fruit and nut harvests, tourism, and increased property values. Additionally, green spaces with trees provide opportunities for recreation, relaxation, and community engagement, enhancing overall quality of life. By promoting tree planting, reforestation, and forest conservation efforts, we can harness the regenerative power of trees to restore ecosystems, mitigate climate change, and create sustainable environments for future generations. How can we plant more trees to create forests and regenerative ecosystems? Planting more trees and creating forests and regenerative ecosystems can be achieved through various strategies and initiatives. Here are some effective ways to promote tree planting and restoration efforts. Reforestation projects. Support and participate in reforestation projects led by government agencies, nonprofit organizations, and community groups. These projects often involve planting native tree species in degraded or deforested areas to restore ecosystems and enhance biodiversity. Afforestation programs. Implement afforestation programs to establish new forests in areas that were previously not forested. This could involve converting marginal or degraded land into productive forest ecosystems, such as planting trees in urban areas, along riverbanks, or on abandoned agricultural land. Agroforestry practices. Encourage the adoption of agroforestry practices, which integrate trees into agricultural landscapes to provide multiple benefits, such as improved soil health, increased biodiversity, and diversified income sources for farmers. Agroforestry systems can include alley cropping, windbreaks, silvopasture, and multi-story cropping. Urban forestry initiatives. Promote urban forestry initiatives to increase tree canopy cover in cities and towns. This could include planting trees along streets, in parks, schoolyards, and other green spaces to improve air quality, reduce urban heat island effects, and enhance the overall livability of urban areas. Community tree planting campaigns. Organize community tree planting campaigns and events to engage local residents, schools, businesses, and organizations in tree planting efforts. These initiatives can help foster a sense of ownership and stewardship among community members while promoting environmental awareness and action. Rural livelihood programs. Support rural livelihood programs that incentivize sustainable land management practices, including tree planting and forest conservation. Providing training, technical assistance, and financial incentives to farmers and landowners can encourage the adoption of sustainable land use practices that benefit both people and the environment. Policy and incentives. Advocate for policies and incentives that support tree planting and forest restoration efforts, such as tax incentives for afforestation projects, subsidies for tree planting on private land, and regulations to protect existing forests from deforestation and degradation. Education and awareness. Raise awareness about the importance of trees and forests for ecosystem health, climate resilience, biodiversity conservation, and human well-being. Educate the public about the benefits of tree planting and inspire individuals and communities to take action to restore and protect forest ecosystems. By implementing these strategies and working collaboratively across sectors and stakeholders, we can plant more trees, create forests, and build regenerative ecosystems that benefit both people and the planet. What are the best ways of ecological restoration? Ecological restoration aims to repair and restore ecosystems that have been degraded, damaged, or destroyed. The best ways to approach ecological restoration depend on the specific context and goals of the restoration project. However, some general principles and best practices include site assessment and planning, conduct a thorough assessment of the site's ecological conditions, including soil type, hydrology, vegetation, and wildlife. Develop a restoration plan that outlines restoration goals, target species, appropriate restoration techniques, and monitoring protocols. Native species selection. Prioritize the use of native plant species that are well suited to the site's ecological conditions and have ecological functions similar to those of the original vegetation. Native species are often better adapted to local climate, soil, and wildlife interactions, and they can contribute to ecosystem resilience and biodiversity. Habitat connectivity. Consider the connectivity of the restored site to adjacent habitats and landscapes. Design restoration projects to enhance habitat connectivity and facilitate the movement of species across fragmented landscapes, which can improve biodiversity and ecological resilience. Invasive species management. Implement measures to control and manage invasive species that may hinder the success of restoration efforts. This may include mechanical removal, herbicide application, prescribed burning, or biological control methods to suppress invasive species and promote the establishment of native vegetation. Soil restoration. Address soil degradation and erosion by implementing soil conservation practices, such as erosion control blankets, mulching, and revegetation with deep-rooted plants. Amend soil as needed to improve fertility, structure, and moisture retention, which can enhance plant establishment and growth. Hydrological restoration. Restore natural hydrological processes, such as surface water flow, groundwater recharge, and wetland functions, to support ecosystem health and resilience. This may involve restoring stream channels, wetlands, and riparian zones, as well as managing water flow and distribution through engineered structures or natural features. Community engagement. Engage local communities, stakeholders, and landowners in the restoration process through education, outreach, and participatory decision-making. Foster partnerships and collaborations with diverse stakeholders to leverage resources, build support, and ensure the long-term success and sustainability of restoration efforts. Monitoring and adaptive management. Implement monitoring programs to assess the effectiveness of restoration actions, track changes in ecosystem conditions, and identify potential challenges or opportunities for adaptation. Use monitoring data to refine restoration strategies, adjust management practices, and improve the resilience and success of restoration projects over time. By following these best practices and principles, ecological restoration projects can help rebuild resilient and functioning ecosystems, restore biodiversity, and enhance the provision of ecosystem services for both people and nature. What tree projects can address climate change and restore the environment? Several tree projects can effectively address climate change and contribute to restoring the environment. Here are some examples: afforestation and reforestation, planting trees in areas where there were none; afforestation or replanting trees in areas where they were previously removed. Reforestation can help sequester carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. This process not only mitigates climate change by reducing greenhouse gases, but also helps restore ecosystems and biodiversity. Agroforestry. Integrating trees into agricultural landscapes can provide numerous benefits, including carbon sequestration, soil conservation, improved water quality, and increased biodiversity. Agroforestry systems can also enhance the resilience of agricultural production to climate change impacts. Urban forestry. Planting and maintaining trees in urban areas can mitigate the urban heat island effect, reduce energy consumption for heating and cooling buildings, improve air quality, and provide habitats for wildlife. Urban forests contribute to enhancing the quality of life for urban residents while also sequestering carbon. Mangrove restoration. Mangrove ecosystems are highly effective at sequestering carbon and providing coastal protection against storms and erosion. Restoring degraded mangrove forests can mitigate climate change impacts, support fisheries, and protect coastal communities. Community-based reforestation, involving local communities in tree planting and restoration efforts, can lead to more sustainable outcomes. Community-based projects not only address climate change but also empower communities, enhance livelihoods, and foster a sense of stewardship for the environment. Forest conservation and protection. Protecting existing forests from deforestation and degradation is critical for maintaining their carbon storage capacity and biodiversity. Initiatives such as establishing protected areas, implementing sustainable forestry practices, and combating illegal logging and land conversion can help conserve forests and their ecological functions. Tree planting campaigns. Large-scale tree planting campaigns, whether led by governments, NGOs, or businesses, can mobilize resources and public support for reforestation efforts. These campaigns often aim to plant millions or even billions of trees to combat climate change, restore degraded landscapes, and engage the public in environmental conservation. Silvopasture. Integrating trees into grazing lands can improve soil health, provide shade and shelter for livestock, and sequester carbon. Silvopasture systems can contribute to climate change mitigation while also enhancing the productivity and sustainability of livestock farming. These tree projects, when implemented effectively and in combination with broader efforts to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and promote sustainable land management practices, can play a significant role in addressing climate change and restoring ecosystems worldwide. What are the best trees to hinder and green deserts? When it comes to hindering desertification and greening deserts, selecting the right trees is crucial. Here are some species that are well suited for such purposes. Acacia. Acacia species, particularly those native to arid and semi-arid regions, are well adapted to drought conditions and can thrive in sandy soils. They have deep root systems that help stabilize soil and prevent erosion. Prosopis. Mesquite. Prosopis species are known for their ability to grow in harsh environments with low rainfall. They have nitrogen-fixing capabilities, which can improve soil fertility, and their deep taproots help in accessing water deep underground. Tamarix. Salt cedar. Tamarisk species are tolerant of saline soils and can grow in areas where other plants struggle. They have deep roots that can lower the water table, reducing salinity in the soil and making it more suitable for other vegetation. Eucalyptus. Some species of eucalyptus, such as Eucalyptus cumulgulensis, river red gum, are known for their fast growth and ability to tolerate dry conditions. They can help stabilize soil, provide shade, and contribute to biodiversity in desert environments. Date palm. Date palms are well adapted to desert climates and can thrive in sandy soils with minimal water. They provide valuable food and economic resources, making them an important species for greening desert areas. Jojoba. Jojoba is a drought-tolerant shrub native to desert regions of North America. It has deep roots and can withstand high temperatures and low water availability. Jojoba plants produce oil-rich seeds that have various commercial uses. Argan. Argan trees are native to arid regions of Morocco and are well known for their ability to withstand drought and poor soil conditions. They play a crucial role in preventing desertification and provide valuable resources, including argan oil. Carob. Carob trees are resilient to drought and can thrive in Mediterranean and desert climates. They have deep root systems that help stabilize soil and prevent erosion. Carob pods are also used as a food source for animals and humans. When selecting trees for desert greening projects, it's essential to consider not only their ability to survive in arid conditions, but also their impact on local ecosystems and water resources. Native species are often preferred for their adaptation to local climate and soil conditions, and their ability to support biodiversity. Additionally, proper soil preparation, water management, and maintenance are crucial for the success of desert greening initiatives. How can we restore the dying and destroyed forests around the world? Restoring dying and destroyed forests around the world requires a multifaceted approach that addresses the underlying causes of forest degradation and incorporates both ecological and socio-economic considerations. Here are several strategies to restore forests: assessment and planning. Conduct comprehensive assessments of degraded forest areas to understand the extent of degradation, identify the underlying causes, such as deforestation, overgrazing, or fire, and prioritize areas for restoration based on ecological value and potential socio-economic benefits. Reforestation and afforestation, planting trees in degraded or deforested areas, reforestation, and establishing new forests in areas where there were none before, afforestation, are essential components of forest restoration. Careful selection of native tree species that are well suited to local environmental conditions is crucial for long-term success. Natural regeneration, in some cases, allowing forests to regenerate naturally through the dispersal of seeds and the growth of existing vegetation, can be a cost-effective and ecologically sustainable approach to restoration. Facilitating natural regeneration may involve removing barriers to seed dispersal, controlling invasive species, and protecting regenerating areas from disturbances. Ecosystem-based approaches, implementing ecosystem-based approaches to restoration, such as agroforestry, silvopasture, and assisted natural regeneration, can enhance ecosystem resilience, support biodiversity, and provide multiple benefits to local communities, including improved soil fertility, water management, and livelihood opportunities. Fire management, implementing strategies for fire management, including fire prevention, early detection, and controlled burning, can help reduce the risk of destructive wildfires and minimize their impact on forest ecosystems. Prescribed burning can also stimulate ecosystem regeneration and promote the growth of fire-adapted species. Community engagement and capacity building, engaging local communities and indigenous peoples in forest restoration efforts is essential for long-term success. Building local capacity for sustainable forest management, providing training and technical assistance, and involving communities in decision-making processes can foster ownership, stewardship, and support for restoration initiatives. Policy and governance, developing and implementing supportive policies, laws, and governance frameworks at the local, national, and international levels is critical for creating an enabling environment for forest restoration. This includes policies to promote sustainable land use, protect forest resources, and provide incentives for conservation and restoration efforts. Monitoring and adaptive management, establishing monitoring systems to track the progress of restoration efforts, assess ecological and socio-economic outcomes, and adapt management strategies as needed is essential for effective forest restoration. Monitoring can help identify successes and challenges, inform decision-making, and improve the effectiveness of future restoration initiatives. By adopting a holistic and integrated approach that combines ecological restoration techniques with socio-economic development and community engagement, it is possible to restore dying and destroyed forests and promote sustainable forest management practices worldwide. Collaboration among governments, NGOs, local communities, and other stakeholders is key to achieving meaningful and lasting results in forest restoration. How can communities green their environment? Communities can play a significant role in greening their environment through collective action, education, and collaboration. Here are some ways communities can green their environment: tree planting initiatives, organize tree planting events and initiatives to increase green spaces in the community. Planting trees in public parks, along streets, and in other open areas can help mitigate the urban heat island effect, improve air quality, and provide habitat for wildlife. Community gardens, establish community gardens where residents can grow their own fruits, vegetables, and herbs. Community gardens not only promote local food production and food security, but also provide opportunities for social interaction, education, and recreation. Urban farming, encourage urban farming initiatives, such as rooftop gardens, vertical farms, and aquaponics systems to promote sustainable agriculture and reduce food miles. Urban farming can also contribute to greening urban spaces, improving air quality, and fostering community resilience. Green infrastructure projects advocate for the implementation of green infrastructure projects, such as green roofs, permeable pavements, rain gardens, and bioswales, to manage stormwater runoff, reduce flooding, and enhance urban biodiversity. Native plant landscaping promote the use of native plants in landscaping projects and public spaces. Native plants are well adapted to local environmental conditions, require less water and maintenance than non-native species, and support local wildlife and pollinators. Waste reduction and recycling implement waste reduction and recycling programs to minimize the generation of waste and promote resource conservation. Encourage residents to reduce, reuse, and recycle materials, and provide convenient recycling facilities and educational resources. Energy efficiency improvements encourage energy efficiency improvements in homes, businesses, and public buildings through incentives, rebates, and education programs. Promote the use of energy-efficient appliances, lighting, and heating-cooling systems to reduce energy consumption and greenhouse gas emissions. Active transportation promote walking, cycling, and public transportation as sustainable alternatives to driving. Invest in pedestrian and cycling infrastructure, such as sidewalks, bike lanes, and bike-sharing programs, to encourage active transportation and reduce traffic congestion and air pollution. Environmental education and awareness provide environmental education programs and initiatives to raise awareness about the importance of protecting the environment and promoting sustainable practices. Engage schools, community organizations, and local businesses in environmental education and outreach efforts. Community collaboration and partnerships foster collaboration and partnerships among community members, local government agencies, NGOs, businesses, and other stakeholders to address environmental challenges and implement greening initiatives. Work together to develop and implement community-driven solutions that reflect local needs, priorities, and values. By taking collective action and implementing these and other greening initiatives, communities can contribute to creating healthier, more sustainable, and resilient environments for current and future generations. Best ways to green cities and urban areas. Greening cities and urban areas involves implementing strategies to enhance sustainability, improve environmental quality, and promote the well-being of residents. Here are some of the best ways to green cities and urban areas. Increase green spaces. Increase the amount of green spaces, including parks, gardens, urban forests, and green roofs, to mitigate the urban heat island effect, improve air quality, provide habitat for wildlife, and promote recreation and relaxation. Promote sustainable transportation, encourage walking, cycling, and the use of public transportation as sustainable alternatives to driving. Invest in pedestrian and cycling infrastructure, such as sidewalks, bike lanes, and bike-sharing programs, and improve public transit services to reduce traffic congestion and air pollution. Reduce energy consumption. Implement energy efficiency measures in buildings, including improved insulation, energy-efficient lighting, and heating cooling systems. Promote renewable energy sources, such as solar and wind power, and invest in energy-efficient technologies and infrastructure to reduce energy consumption and greenhouse gas emissions. Improve waste management. Implement waste reduction, recycling, and composting programs to minimize the generation of waste and promote resource conservation. Encourage residents and businesses to reduce, reuse, and recycle materials, and provide convenient recycling facilities and educational resources. Enhance water management. Implement green infrastructure projects, such as rain gardens, bioswales, and permeable pavements, to manage stormwater runoff, reduce flooding, and enhance water quality. Promote water conservation measures, including water-efficient landscaping, rainwater harvesting, and efficient irrigation practices. Encourage sustainable development. Promote compact, mixed-use development patterns that minimize urban sprawl, reduce vehicle miles traveled, and support vibrant, walkable neighborhoods, encourage sustainable building design and construction practices, such as green building standards and certification programs, foster urban agriculture, support urban agriculture initiatives, such as community gardens, rooftop gardens, and urban farms, to promote local food production, improve food security, and enhance green spaces in urban areas. Encourage the use of vacant lots and underutilized spaces for food production and community gardening projects. Increase biodiversity. Promote the use of native plants in landscaping and urban greening projects to support local biodiversity and provide habitat for native wildlife and pollinators. Protect and restore natural habitats, such as wetlands, rivers, and urban forests, to enhance urban biodiversity and ecological resilience. Promote environmental education and awareness. Provide environmental education programs and initiatives to raise awareness about the importance of sustainability and environmental conservation. Engage residents, schools, community organizations, and businesses in environmental education and outreach efforts. Foster community engagement and participation. Involve residents, community organizations, businesses, and other stakeholders in the planning, implementation, and monitoring of greening initiatives. Foster collaboration and partnerships among diverse stakeholders to address environmental challenges and promote sustainable development in cities and urban areas. By implementing these and other greening strategies, cities and urban areas can become more sustainable, resilient, and livable environments for residents, while also contributing to global efforts to address climate change and environmental degradation.